Hello, everyone. So, I want to share my experience yesterday because some interesting things happened. So, I had someone come over and they really needed healing, but the way it started off was just hilarious. So, I want to tell you the whole thing. It would make I'm cracking up just thinking about it. So, this person literally told on themselves by asking me to bless an object so they could harm somebody with it. And I was like, this will do no harm. I was just putting all this really good energy into it. I said, look, I was like, it's just not going to work. But basically, this person was coming over because they had the intent to harm somebody, but they wanted to be stopped and they know they just need to be healed from some very traumatic things, that just recently happened and happened in their past. And I get it, I get it. Sometimes we ask for help and it's just not what you would call maybe the most appropriate way to handle something, the most mature way to handle something, whatever. We are people. When it comes out, I call it the storm, it comes out the way it does. And you just hopefully the person across from you is able to help you with their heart and their soul and not their ego and their own experiences. I use my own experiences to help people, but I use them from a place where I learned from them, how I learned from something, if necessary. But, this person is just really hurt and, needed a family, needed to be loved. A lot of things that all of us need. Needed a mother who cared, who really, really loved them. And I'm not talking about monetarily or making life perfect. That kind of mom that when things went down, they were there and you knew they loved you and they had your back and they didn't disrespect you, you know. And I had those moments with all of my kids, so I'm grateful for that. But I was not a perfect mom by any means either. I'm just saying this person didn't get anything, and I get it. I'm there. I have had a very abusive mother. It's the reason why I have splenic flexure syndrome. That's why I choose to be away from all family, because I don't have time to. I'm not that person anymore. I'm different now. So it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to reconnect. But if Creator wants that, I'm for it too. It's not just me making that decision. It's where I'm at in my own life. So I get that it's hard, but when you're healing someone, you have to come from such a compassionate, non-judgmental place, because some of these events make people do some really other bad things in their life too. It's not always just the one thing they're coming to you with. They might have done 10 other really worse things because of the one thing that started it all. So, but this person was so funny. They were like, I've tried to come over here before and I can't. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't? They're like, I literally can't get on your property. They said there's some type of like dome over my whole house of like protection. And they just couldn't even get on the property and have tried and tried. And I'm like, okay, that's never happened. So I don't know that's even called. I mean, of course, wherever I am, I ask for protection. I ask for, love. And I'm constantly, this is where I'm at. I'm constantly in communication with Creator here. So I'm sure, there's some type of different energy on this property. For sure. But they just were like, you cannot walk on this property if you're not supposed to. And I just thought that was great. And I reminded this person, like, ultimately it's what you're doing with your trauma that matters. I could give you all the answers, but if you walk away and you don't capture your thoughts and you don't don't, take the healing and work with the healing and understand that it's up to you to keep up your own healing. Nothing lasts. See, people want miracles, but you're in hell. You're in a bad place with bad energy. You have to do the things that your healer is telling you to do. We're the ones who are doing it. We know we've learned by our own mistakes. We've learned through other people, the people we've helped. Creator shows us so much. So I guess I have some dome force field around my house. Whatever, right? Thank you. I'm grateful. It just sounds crazy. I mean, this isn't the world. I didn't grow up reading any of this stuff. I didn't watch scary movies. I didn't watch television. I didn't do any of it. I lived a spiritually crazy life. And this is what you get. But it's just funny. It's just really funny at the end of the day. And, appreciative. I appreciate some people telling me these things. I'm not asking them for this. I don't go to people. They come to me. I don't call people. No one calls me. If you are meant to be at my doorstep, you will be there. And it's because you need help. And that's how it works. But I'm happy to help this person. And I'm sending you all blessings out there for real love, unconditional love to your heart, healing to your body and your heart and your mind. Let go of the ego and just stay grounded. I'm sending you grounding and peace. Much love.